Okay, first of all, I'd like to thank
Sunrise,
Sunrise
Suncast.
Pod for having me today. Our special guest here in the Snack Attack studio is Aram Zobian. Thanks for coming today. A few things about this: he's a professional poker player. His career so far, according to Hendon Mob, he's won over 5,885,626 dollars. His best cash was 1.8 million. Also, he's ranked number one in Rhode Island and money earned. Uh, he's ranked 64th in global. And remember, that's global. That's worldwide. That's a pretty high ranking right there, guys. Okay? And he recently got second last week in one of our tournaments at the Poker Go Tour studio. And last year, he won the U.S. Open Eagle at the Poker Go Tour, over $600,000 in cash prizes. Welcome to the show, buddy. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Great to be here.
Jay, your smile, everything. I deal to you all the time over at the Poker Go studio, and you seem to do really well over there. I've checked your stats. You got a lot of cashes over there. Do you enjoy playing over there?
It's the best place to play in the world for sure. At least that I've played at. I've not played in a cool underground game in Vietnam or Macau, so I can't exactly say that it is the best, but it's the best that I've played, and everything about it.
You guys, most of you. I deal over there every time there's a special event. I get chosen to go over there, but you guys all seem to know each other, and also, if you win there, it's big. Every player is damn good. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, it's a good mix of high level players and recreationals and businessmen throwing some hooks, getting
Yeah.
in there, throwing some jabs, doing their best. But yeah, everyone's trying. Everyone wants to win in there.
That sounds good. Listen, what got you into poker?
Love, man, just love the game. I watched it on ESPN and I was like, man, I want to play with these guys, And then I played in some home games, and I've not really told this story. I don't think, but early on when I was probably 19, my dad didn't love me going to go play, so I'd be sneaking out of the house at night, and I had a was it 2000? I think it was 1999 Nissan Maxima, and the car would start so loud with the AC converter that I had to put it in neutral, roll it all the way down the street, and then start it, and then go to play in this home game at night, and come back at all hours in the morning, sneak back into the house. So I probably looked crazy pushing the car down the street. Sometimes people would be walking down the block and looking at me funny.
And that was back in 1999?
No, no, no. My car was 1999.
Oh,
I would have
okay.
been 4 years old at 1999.
How long have you been playing poker?
11 years.
Wow,
Yeah,
really?
just over 10.
Wow,
10
and
years
you've
now.
won, golly, almost 6 million in 10 years. That's pretty good stuff right there.
Yeah, a lot more online too. Probably more online, honestly, than live. But
Really?
it doesn't really count as much because you get to play 14 tables at once.
Wow. I don't play online like I used to. Just I've had too many beats, so I don't. Plus, I think people can, if you're not in a tournament or something, they can call each other. Hey, what do you got? What do you got? I always
Sure.
think that. So I'm always afraid of that. And I love live because I just love playing live. You can read them. You can. To me, it's like a chess match, really. I deal with you guys all the time, so I'm learning as I'm dealing. Even though I'm having a blast, I'm watching what's going on, and I have a pretty much idea what you're going to bet when a certain flop comes up after you pre-flop raise, and I pretty much know, just like you guys know, if they're going to call or not, right? Or if they're going to fold, because your mind is thinking, okay, after this step, if I bet this and they call, then I'm going to do this. And then if they call that, I'm going to do this. So I'm sure you're thinking ahead. Am I right?
Sure. Yeah. Would you say that since you don't have an emotional attachment to the outcome, you can predict better what people are going to do because you're not thinking about your cards and maybe influenced by emotions and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I was always well. I played. I mean, I'm not rich yet. I'm a member yet.
Yeah.
I know I play well enough. I just haven't gotten the luck side down. I know I've said it a million times, but I know I'm true about this because I get the worst luck in the world. But it's true. I swear
You
to God.
and like 5 million other
Everyone says it.
people.
I know, but when you get the worst luck in a big hand with a big uh, could make, for example, in 2017, I played the main event for the very first time, and
Oh, that was my first year playing too, actually.
really,
Yeah.
well, I went pretty deep in it. I finished 610th, but
Okay.
as I'm getting to going through halfway through day four, getting near dinner break, um, I had this guy, well, not a guy, a young guy, very aggressive, raising all the time on my big blind, especially if nobody came in behind him. And I kept saying to myself, I'm going to catch this kid. I'm going to get him. He thinks I'm a rock stone player, and I'm not. And so he raised me, and I had king, queen of hearts. Okay. And I called, and then the flop came in with the king on top, and I had king, queen. So I bet into him, a blocker bet to let him know that, hey, yeah, I'm not going to fold here. You know, you crazy. Okay. Usually you don't bet into the pre-flop raiser. Am I right? You don't usually do that, but I did, which to switch it up because I was thinking this is the guy I want to catch, and when I bet 30,000 at him, he raised all in, and I said to myself, this guy's been raising me all day long. There's no way he's got me beat here. I've got king queen. There's no way he's got ace king. I just can't believe it. And he went all in for I think it was like 340,000, something like that. It was a big raise. And usually when they big raise like that, it's a bluff. When they, I mean, that's how it is when they play against me. And I called him, and he flipped over king six of clubs, and I had king queen of hearts. So after the flop, my queen kicker was going to play, and the river came six of diamonds.
Brutal.
Now that was brutal because that was the 800,000. You count the antes and the blinds. That was $800,000 pot that I lost. Now I hung in there like a game rooster. It knocked me down to 200,000 in chips, and I watched that young kid give away all my chips, and he got knocked out before I did.
Mm.
So that's the good thing about me playing that year.
That
And
sounds
what
like
a
a
thrill!
Phil Hellmuth story right
But
there.
it's a
You know,
damn true story, though.
you outlasted him after he had like a lot more than
It
you.
was. I was determined to win. I was so determined to win.
Mhm.
And what knocked me out was I had pocket jacks against ace king later down the road. But I counted all my stats that year. I had ace king 16 times, and only once I hit the flop with it.
Well,
But everyone, when I had mid pair, had ace king, hit ace or king. But that's how it goes.
maybe you are the unluckiest guy in the world.
I don't know. But that's how I feel about it. I really think I know a lot about poker. I also believe I'm one of the best Omaha high-low players in the world. I always go deep. I always cash. When I play cash at Orleans, I win almost every time. So I think that's my best game. What's your best game?
No limit. I mean, I don't really play the other games.
You don't play the other games?
No, I would like to learn stud high. That has some interest to me, and then Omaha high. There's obviously a boom going. There's so many people wanting to play Omaha. But no limit is it's so deep, it's so complex. It's like chess. It's just an infinite game that you could spend a whole lifetime getting good at, and it's really cool that the guys at the top, like truly at the top, they have a humility that if you tell them a spot, they'll be like, I don't know, like it's close spot, close spot. They'll tell you what the baseline, the fringe hand is. But if you tell the same hand to, let's say, a mid-stakes player, then perhaps they have a surefire answer. And so just having that humility, when you're actually an expert in the game, it shows that
Sorry about that.
you're good. Cough it out if you need to. Don't don't be shy.
Hey, what I like about No Limit, I'll tell you this is what you probably like about it. You don't have to have the best hand.
Yeah.
If you can somehow tell a story to where you have a hand and they believe you, you can win the hand with nothing. That's the great thing about No Limit Hold'em.
Hmm.
But the bad thing about No Limit Hold'em is that when somebody's dumb, calls you and they're way behind and they hit a card. That's the only bad thing I don't like about it.
Sure. My favorite thing is that it's no limit. That you can bet
Yeah.
5 times the pot, or you can overbet flops, or because for the longest time I don't do it nearly as much now. But I'd just be young when I was young playing cash games. I'd just be all in on the river for 4 times the pot, and the guy would tank for 5 minutes and call, and I'd either have a bluff or the nuts, and usually a bluff, and just spending a lot of time in these huge pots. So I got a lot of experience kind of figuring out people's thresholds for comfort and calling. Like when are they going to be able to put all their chips in the middle, essentially?
You said 2017 was the first time you think you played the main event.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm going to tell you what I did. Very beginning of the tournament, I played in day 1A, 2017. It wasn't a half hour into the tournament. I don't know if you remember it, but the blinds were 75 and 150. That's what the blinds were. The small blind raised to 1,500. After everyone folded in front of him. Remember, it's my first main event. I looked down, I got pocket nines. We started with 50,000 in chips that year. Okay? So I looked down, I got 2 nines, like, oh, I gotta see a flop with this, right? Okay. I make the call. The flop comes 4, 5, 9 with 2 diamonds. I flop top set nines. I'm not making this up. It's a true story. The man in the small blind moved all in for his whole 50,000 chips.
Wow.
What would you do?
I would fold, Clyde.
You would fold, even though you got the nuts there.
Of course I would call. What do you mean?
Exactly. Okay, but remember, it's my very first main event,
Yeah.
and I don't want to pay $10,000 and be out in 30 minutes. So I thought it over. I didn't snap call.
Oh, I'd be so pissed if I was that guy.
I'm telling you, I thought it over, and I thought, oh, my God. And I looked over at the dealer, and I'm thinking, this guy's got ace, king of diamonds. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, geez, why would he go all in? God dang. And I thought about it. I said, okay, dealer, no diamond. I call. What do you think he had?
Aces?
He had pocket queens.
Okay.
All right? So I didn't have to worry about the diamonds. So I was glad he had queens because now he only has 2 outs, of course. But boy, that river scared the hell out of me. It came out jack.
Okay.
Oh, shit. But listen, I got up. I shouted. I ran around. I know they filmed it. I ran around, and I couldn't believe it. I'm shaking. I've doubled up. They come up and ask me what my name is because no one knew who I was at the time. And I told them what my name was. And I wait a little bit longer, and I got all these chips, and I'm stacking them. And up in the middle of the Rio, they have the chip leaders. I look up there, and there's my name, second on the list. Clyde Gaskins, 97,000 in chips. And I'm like, I still can't believe it. I mean, that was, to me, I was worried about the guy having ace king. But you know what? That's what helped me right off the bat, give you that confidence you need, right?
That's the dream
I mean,
spot right there. I mean,
But
hey.
but it's still scary, ain't it? I mean, with 2 diamonds on board, don't you think he could have 2 diamonds?
I wouldn't be scared. I mean, you just got you just have the nuts. So.
I know. I got 3 nines.
It's not like you're playing PLO and you can have 7, 6 of diamonds.
Oh, if he had, that's what I mean.
If
he had 6, 7 of diamonds, I might have been in trouble there. I might have been. But that's what I remember about that year.
That's an insane hand. I've not heard many hands like that. It's.
And why would the guy go all in for all 50,000?
Yeah, even the raise pre-flop is a little peculiar.
I know,
He just went
high.
10 times the blind.
And I'm like, God, I'm thinking, I gotta see it. got 2 9s.
Do you remember how he took it?
Oh, he was like, oh my God, like this, like that beat me. Like he was like, no way.
Maybe he's the unluckiest guy in the world.
No, no, no. Wait a minute. Unlucky's not shoving all in on a flop. You don't know how to play poker.
Yeah, fair.
You know how many players, by the
Well,
way?
what if he's listening right now?
I don't care.
You just broke his heart.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But who would, come on. If you're going to play poker, you got to play it after the flop sometimes.
Yeah.
And you know how many players can't, by the way? A lot of them can't.
Yeah, that's the beauty.
They can't. And that's where you can get them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if that hand would have played out a little bit different, what I would have done, if he didn't go all in, I wouldn't want to get rid of him. You know? I mean, the pot's got, what, 3,000 in there? I probably would have bet 1,200 because I don't want to lose him.
Mm-hmm.
But he shoved in the whole 50 grand. I couldn't believe it. And everyone thought, man, what took you so long? Like you probably thought. I'm like, first time playing the main event? I don't want to be out in 30 minutes. You know? And I just know, but, you know, it's what is this now? That's 8 years ago. Wow, it seems still like yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's exciting.
You know,
big hand.
My nephew brought me out here to play poker and to deal poker many years ago, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Is that what got you started?
Well, I years ago, I was like 12 years old. My dad had people coming over playing cards, and he put me in the game, and I always won. So that kind of got me liking poker.
Mm.
But I got real interested when Moneymaker won the main event. That's when I got real serious into poker. But you know, I'm not a millionaire yet, but I think I'm going to get there as long as I can stay alive. But oh, by the way, I want to thank you very much, and for all those out there watching. This gentleman came several times to see me when I'm fighting for my life in the hospital. And that meant a lot to me, buddy. I'm not kidding you. And I know another thing which I want to bring up right now. I know I believe in God, and I know you do too, brother. So tell me your experience about God in your life, if you don't mind.
Yeah, thanks for asking. I grew up Armenian Apostolic. We were very proud Christian nation, actually the first nation to have Christianity as a nation. And so I grew up in the church. I didn't really believe. I believed, but I didn't really believe. So I went throughout the world, and then I hit a low point in my life, and that's when I really started pursuing the faith and practicing the faith. And the way that I would describe it, one of the ways at least, is that in life we have polars, we have opposites. So, as we know, for cold, the coldest cold, you have the hottest hot, right?
Right.
So if you think about the darkest evil there is in the world, there has to be an opposite, and that to me is Christ, because he's the greatest example of love that we can have in this world. To lay down your life for the sake of others. And we can do the same thing, not necessarily getting up on a cross, getting nails through our hands and giving our life, but we can serve others. We can serve others every day. So this morning I woke up and I'm happy that I get to live another day pursuing Christ. And it's not about being sinless, about being perfect. It's just about trying to be righteous, trying to be a good man, loving your neighbor as yourself, and loving God above all.
Yeah, it's we're going back to where my dad taught me. Well, he didn't teach me poker, but when I was 12 years old, also, even before that, me and my dad went to church. When I say every day, Sunday night, Wednesday, and we even got in the choir. So I even sang in the choir. So I got saved at a very early age. I was 12 years old when I got saved.
Mm.
So, and I've tried to treat people with respect my whole life.
I can see that, yeah.
But I've got goals that I want to reach, and if God wants me to reach those goals, I'm sure he's going to help me. So I look at it, no matter what, If he wants me to have it, I'll have it. If not, I'm okay with it
Yeah.
because you never know what your life is going to be made of later down the road. I mean, I can't believe I'm as old as I am. I'm wondering where the heck my life went.
Mm.
You're still a young pup. How old are you? About 24, 25?
Not that young. I turned 30 in
Oh,
April.
you're kidding me.
In April. Yeah.
Wow, you look great for that age. Wow.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, so I mean, I got my hair thinning out. I got.
Oh, well, put that back. Why do you think I'm wearing mine? See?
You
Look
almost got
at
more hair than me, man. Yeah, I gotta grow mine back.
that. Yeah. You know, back to you. When you go play these other tournaments, I want to mention this. Which ones did you like to play that are not in the United States? Where do you go that you enjoy playing?
Yeah, I played one Triton last year that was in Jeju in South Korea. So that was real cool because it really depends the venue, the way they run it. So they did an excellent job of running it, and they treat you real well. You get to eat good, and outside of that, I went to Australia. I really liked the venue there, the Aussie, what is it called? Aussie
Yeah.
Millions. It's
Uh
no
huh.
longer, I think it might be making a comeback, but yeah, that one was fun. I've played EPTs are good too. The European Poker Tour over in
Okay.
Barcelona. I've played that a couple times.
Oh,
So yeah, I played it. I played in Cyprus last year. I've played in a few places.
wow. Okay. I'm going to ask you this. If you don't want to answer, it's okay. To be able to do this, you've had to bring your bankroll from zero. I guess everybody starts from zero. How did you get your bankroll started to be able to do what you can do today? I mean, how did it happen, if you don't mind?
Yeah, yeah. Cash games first because I was playing when I was not underage, but I started at 18 or 19. Most places you can't play till you're 21. So I played the cash games in a private games and I ran it up there, and then I started to play the online tournaments, and I had some big scores from small amounts of money, and looking back on it, I almost wish that I had that same fervor, that same hunger that I had then, because I was just, playing four tables and super locked in, super focused. And now it's like, I'll be playing eight tables, and I've just done it so many times that it doesn't have that same feel to it. So I'm looking forward soon to taking a break, resetting my brain, resetting my desire to win and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I had some, $150 on Bovie, turn it to 20K. My
Wow.
biggest my biggest breakout score was a $250 tournament on America's Card Room, turn it to 100,000. That site sucks now, unfortunately. It's just full of regs and probably cheaters and
Well, that's
bots and stuff.
it's
But
another reason why I don't play online.
yeah, online is, man, it's not what it used to be, and even on Bovada now, could you believe that every tournament you could just register down to four big blinds? They have registration open until four big blinds, and in Poker Go it's
Wow.
21 bigs, it's 6,000 big blind level and 125, so you still have some play. And this one, they're just keeping it open forever, and they're just screwing everyone. So I'm pretty fed up with how online is nowadays.
Well, I will tell you this. When I invite you guys, in the Snack Attack studio here, I check your stats and I check and see how you've done. It's amazing. A lot of you play WSOP online events all the time. I mean, a lot. Are you one of them?
The
Yeah,
WSB.com? Oh yeah,
yeah. A
yeah,
lot
yeah.
of
I've
people, a
had
lot of them do it.
that site. I do appreciate. I've had a lot of runs on there. I've actually not won a bracelet. I must have 15 final tables. I do
Wow.
have three rings on there, but yeah, just recently I had a second in a $3,200 tournament for like 60K, and I have a bunch of other. I had a third place finish in the World Series in a 1K for 100K. That was when Sean Deeb was playing. He got second. Later in that series, I got another third in a 2K freeze out for just so piling them on. You get
Wow.
you get eighth, you get fifth, you get third, and eventually it's like, man, am I ever gonna win a bracelet? Because you just make so many deep runs, and then you still got to get heads up, and then when you get heads up, you still got to win the heads up match. So finally, I mean, that prayer was answered during I won one bracelet on GG Poker in a
Okay.
kind of really funny format. It was a $500 super turbo bounty tournament where it's a progressive knockout, and
Right.
I got real lucky on the FT. I got in tens in bad shape against jacks and ace king, and I flopped a 10, and someone showed a 10 because you can show your cards
Yeah.
after, and I won, so I won
So
out of
you
the
a one
guy.
outer.
Yeah, yeah, and So I won that for like 110,000 and got the monkey off my back a little bit. But guys, I'm buddies with Adam Friedman, and he'll be like, unless you win the bracelet at the World Series in Vegas, it doesn't count. And I can get behind that idea, because that's really where it is. Now you got, WSOP Online, you got WSOP Europe, you got WSOP Bahamas, and it's not easy to win, but that's like the true bracelet, right? It's out in Vegas.
You mentioned it, so I'm going to say it. And recently, in the last few years, you have made two big runs in the main event. I mean, deep runs, and there's like 10,000 players. Talk about that. How thrilled was that going deep over all the? I mean, you didn't win, but you went deep.
Yeah, the first time, you mean getting sixth?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Sixth in the main
exciting.
event's big, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I can even believe it. Like at the time, it felt surreal. It felt very real and surreal at the same time. Um, yeah, I mean, just every part of it. It's just the best was like going home at the end of the day, knowing that I still got this thing alive, and it gave me like such a drive, such a purpose. And then waking up knowing, oh, I'm still in this tournament. Even my friends at the time, they were like kind of looking at each other like, yo, I'm still in this thing. Like, what is going on? Because I wasn't a very good tournament player at the time. I needed a lot of luck, as anyone does, to get there. So yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to getting the final table, and everybody, I should say all the players in the Poker Go studio say they're going to be my railbird. I can't wait to
Oh, it
see
would be the
that.
most epic rail
That's what they're
of all
saying.
time.
That's what they keep saying. I keep telling Ben Lamb about it
There
whenever I
would
see him.
there wouldn't be room, Clyde. I mean,
I don't know about that.
you'd have
I
people
just know how
spilling
much
out
I
of
love
the
poker.
yeah. Yeah, you
uh,
really do love poker, don't you?
yeah, I do. I wish I had more time to play, but I'm full time at Aria. So whenever you want a snack, you know where to come. The snack man works at the Aria, 1 to 9, full time, except on Thursdays and Fridays right now. Come on by and get you a snack. That's what you need. Get you a little snack to help your day out. All right, see, I had to throw that in there.
Of course. It is a snack attack.
That's why we're here, the snack of the. I'm hoping to get hats made, believe it or not.
Oh
I've
yeah?
got that in, so I let all the fans out there know
Cowboy hats or just
little
the
baseball
pole
caps
layout
that have
guys?
snack attack on them. That's being worked on right now. So when that's final, I'll let you know. But I want to hear some more about you. Can you see yourself doing anything other than poker right now?
Yeah, it's a good question because you can be a lot of poker players can be one track minded, myself included. I don't foresee myself playing full time forever. That's for sure. Um, I do some coaching right now. I do some poker coaching, so I or work with players from the beginner level to up and coming pros. I don't necessarily have the top guys coming to me, but even though that is poker, I do love teaching. I do love spreading knowledge and being a leader. So one of my goals in life is to just help people um, at scale or in a big way. So I really like the idea of healing people. That's a big task, to reverse disease and bring someone's condition back to you call metabolically healthy. Uh, but yeah, like teaching people, helping people. I'm about to go to Armenia for 6 weeks, my home country, and do a volunteer program and learn a bunch so I can better serve people. So yeah, being of service, I would say.
All right, I want to tell you what changed my game. And if you're a teacher, I'm going to see what you would say to me to help someone else that might have this problem. Okay?
Okay.
Because I have this thing in my head that I'm trying to get rid of right now, honestly. But I think I'm doing better at it. And that's not me thinking I'm so unlucky. Okay, I'm trying to get that out of my head. Trying to. All right. Because I always get worse on a big pot in a big moment that cripples me. And then when I lose a big pot, now I gotta change. I can't open up my game and get my range bigger, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I gotta play a little tighter because I can't make a mistake now. I'm out. How would you tell somebody like myself, Clyde, forget about the bad beat, you gotta do this. Do what?
Yeah. I would say I would answer in a couple ways. I would say like maybe perhaps just you have to be really strategy oriented. So instead of focusing on the beat or whatever happened, the outcome, you want to in those moments be like, how did the hand play out? What was his range? What was the actions that led here? All these things. When you focus on strategy, you don't really have time to think about the bad beat or whatever. But the other thing, and this is probably more important, is just it's just a mindset thing. So what we tell ourselves, like the stories we tell ourselves, is what we make our world to be. We create our own reality, so to speak. So if you wake up in the morning every day and you look yourself in the eyes in the mirror and you say, "I'm smart, I'm healthy, I'm I am love," like I am. If you tell yourself certain things, you will become that thing. So if you tell yourself, "I'm unlucky," when you get a bad beat, it just affirms that process. So you're in that moment, you also need to, it's not going to be an overnight thing. So when you do get a bad beat, inevitably, you need to wrangle that thought as it comes up. Be like, I'm unlucky. You need to grab that thing like a, like at a rodeo, and you got like a bull. You gotta get on top of that thing, and you gotta, own it. You gotta just make sure it doesn't have a hold over you. You have a control over it. Does that make sense?
Yes, and I'll tell you what you just reminded me of. Okay, I was picked to be on a show, Queer Eye, and I had this problem about my looks because I know how I used to look, and they implanted that into my head, make me not feel like I'm as ugly as I think I am. So what you're basically telling me is mostly positively, and then things will reverse and things will start going my way. I mean, they. By the way, I don't know if did you see my show?
I did, yeah.
You did.
I saw that they actually said you're in our community you're a daddy, right?
I'm a daddy. Well, I don't know, but I've gotten a lot of great feedback on that, and
Yeah.
I'm really overwhelmed at times when I think about the show. What a lot of people don't know that when that show was filmed, it wasn't planned on me having a heart attack, and it wasn't planned on after I got out of the hospital. It was like 10 days later we started filming, so I didn't have a whole lot of energy. But the feedback for that has been unbelievable. I mean, really, I want to thank everyone out there that has watched it. If you don't know and you haven't seen it yet, it's Queer Eye season 9. It's episode 4. The snack attack is back. Now, the reason it's called the snack attack is because at work when I push them a little pot, I call it a snack, so they get them a little snack, and they enjoy that. I actually even do that over the Poker Go Studio too. I have a blast dealing to you guys, and most of all, I love it that my bosses let me be me.
Mm.
They see my inspiration, how much I love poker. They let me show it out, and everyone seems to like that. So
Yeah.
I get a kick out of that.
The
So, what did you think
enthusiasm.
about the show? I mean, tell me, you
Yeah, I
like
thought
it?
it was heartfelt. It was an emotional one for sure,
Okay.
and I just loved the overall energy and Shane sharing some stuff and
Yeah,
you
it's
coming in with the new look and those guys cooking up in the kitchen and
hold
trying to
on.
get you right. They did a lot for you, so I think it's great. I think the reason you said that is that people coming to you with positive feedback, you
Yeah, they
you
got me to
bel
believe I'm not
you
as ugly as I
believe
think I
right,
was.
exactly, it's the belief. So like if you believe you're ugly, like you're not going to go up to a girl and ask her out because you don't have the self-belief, but she might not even care about the looks, even regardless of looks. It's like aura, it's like energy. If you got the
Yeah,
confidence, then that overrides anything. I'm not saying you're ugly or you're not, but I'm saying it
right.
actually might not even matter. It's the
Well,
belief that
well,
drives your
years ago,
actions.
of course, I never thought that it was not a problem. But then when you get your heart broken a couple times, then you try not to be in love anymore.
Mm.
And then I waited so long to where I think now, hell, I'm too old to be loved. That's basically what happened to me. And then when every morning I look in that mirror and I think, oh my, what happened to me? But they got me thinking different about it now. And, I'm still single, by the way, out there, ladies. And so is this guy. Okay, just letting you know, we're still gentlemen here. But yeah, life is never over. I don't care how old you are. I know how old I am. I don't know how I got so old so quick, but I think I still got a ways to go, especially after they fix me up. I feel fine now.
Mhm.
Uh, but, you know, you never know what life's going to bring you. You could, next week you can go to the store, run into some girl, and all of a sudden you're in love.
Mhm.
Arrow shoots you, the old Cupid gives you a shot,
Yeah,
boom,
that's
you're
right.
in love.
I mean, just yesterday, I'm in Whole Foods and I was like, oh, this pretty girl. I go and talk to her. Oh, this pretty girl over here. Whole
Uh-huh.
Foods just it'll get you sometimes.
Well, I tell you what, I'm going to tell you what happened to me the last time I was in Whole Foods. I was in line to take something back from Amazon, okay? And a lady comes up behind me and goes, "Oh my God, I just watched you on TV.
Oh,
Are
no
you
way.
that guy?" So everywhere I go now, whether it's working out at the gym or to the grocery store, someone goes, "Oh my God, I just watched you on TV because of the show on Queer Eye." And I was at the grocery store once, and the guy goes, "Man, you look so familiar." So I go, "Well, do you play poker? I deal at Aria." That's what I told him. And he goes, "No, no, that ain't it. I seen you on that TV show, Queer Eye." Uh, and I go, "Yeah, that's me." So all of a sudden, everyone seems to know who the hell I am. I have no problem with it, but I still get a kick out of it because
Yeah,
I just think I'm an average dude. I mean, what the hell?
that's a great feeling. I mean, being seen and recognized in public. As long as it doesn't go to your head, Clyde.
It ain't going to go to my damn
I
head,
was
I
making a
guarantee.
joke that you're going to be rolling down Las Vegas Boulevard in a Lamborghini,
No, that's
couple girls on your side,
nah.
sunglasses on.
Did you watch my dreams last night? Nah, I don't know about that. I'll give you an example. When they asked me to be on that show, I thought if it's going to help my YouTube page out or me doing play by play, which I love doing all that stuff, I do it at the table.
Hmm.
And eventually, I'm going to do that at a game, whether it's a private game or whatever, and I'm going to get taped and I'm going to put it on my YouTube, and everyone will get to see how much I love this game, really, because they're not seeing that part yet.
Hmm.
I know you guys get to see it because I deal to you, but I can't wait for the whole world to see what I'm talking about, when it comes to that. But I didn't do I did it for that, and maybe doing play by play and behind the scenes. I didn't do it for all these new clothes, which you're seeing I'm wearing now, and the new hats. Uh, I didn't do it for that. Honest to God, I did not do it for remodeling the house. I did it just to help my YouTube page out and maybe be able to do play by play. But it's nice to have some new stuff because I hardly buy me anything anyway. And the way they treated me on the show was just amazing. Um, I had a nurse 24/7 because when this was gonna get filmed, I just got out of the hospital basically. So I was really weak, but you know what? All the backbeat has been wonderful. So I wanna thank them for having me on that TV program. But let's go back to you. We're talking too much about me here. I want to hear more about you. What's the most fun you had at the poker table?
Most fun, huh? Um, Perhaps having a guy like Sean Winter to my right and Lucky Chewy to my left. Like
Yeah.
when there's a certain dynamic of player at the table, and just yeah, the little quips, the little, the banter, and when it's like that, it can be quite fun. Maybe too fun, because you gotta focus. The social can take away from the strategy at times.
Hey, does that? By the way, if you're in a hand with someone's a real close friend to you, does that bother you? I mean, if you're a
No,
best friend, you're in a hand with them, and you can knock your friend out. Does
no,
that?
it bothers me if I lose.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, it's just a competition. It's like if we're playing basketball, I'm not going to just hand the ball to you and let you go score on me, right? So it's like if I take it easy on them, it's kind of disrespectful to both sides. We got to both give it our all, and whoever let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah, when I deal over there to you guys, which is quite often, everyone are talking like they're all brothers and sisters. I mean, y'all know each other so well. It really takes, and I'm telling you, this is seriously, you all of you guys are so good that it does take a bad beat or a cooler to knock somebody out because you're all that good. Would you agree with that? I'm serious.
For some part, because you can just make a big mistake like calling it off incorrectly, or in my case, bluffing it off a lot.
Right, but you know what I mean. I mean,
Sure. Yeah, as you get better and better collectively, then edges are smaller and there's less room to make mistakes. But that's what I mean. You can still, even the best player in the world, they're gonna have an off day and make a really wrong play at the wrong time.
well, according to Ren Lin,
He has
you
my number.
professional. You professional.
Yeah, he has my number recently, Ren. But I'm coming. I'm gonna get him back.
Yeah, that's pretty fun. He's pretty funny, ain't he?
Oh, he's
Ren
the
Lin.
best. I mean, talk about having fun. Unless
Yeah,
he's doing it to you because he
yeah.
wins a
Lady
big
Gaga and you
uh,
professional, and he has all the.
professional
Yeah, he
call.
says all that stuff. It's
My
pretty.
friend.
Yeah, my friend. He says that.
Uh,
My friend, professional. Yeah,
yeah, he has quite
I'd
the.
love to get him on this show. I mean,
I think I
he'd be.
think
I think it'd be great.
that would be great. Yeah, I would
Yeah.
like to hear more about his personal life because he's kind of not elusive, but it's you just see the gambling side of
Right.
Ren,
Right.
and I'm sure
He's
there's
always
other
betting
stuff.
sports.
I think actually he used to be a little heavier himself, and he lost a lot of weight.
Really.
Yeah, he did. And now he doesn't. He's a healthy guy. He doesn't drink alcohol. He runs damn near every day. He told me recently that he didn't run, and he was like, "Today is the first time I didn't run in 3 months," because he's always going at least
Really.
a couple
Oh.
miles. Yeah.
Oh.
Talk about self-belief. If Ren didn't think that he could lose some weight, then we wouldn't be
I
seeing the
never seen him
version.
heavy, yo. I
I haven't
haven't.
either. I'm just saying we wouldn't be seeing the same version of Ren that people really love. So he had to win the mental battle first, I'm sure.
All right. What's your best goal that you want to achieve as a poker pro?
As a poker pro, you mean like long term
Like
or
mine would be one of two things. Mine would be winning the main event, the World Series, of
yeah.
course. Then you're known everywhere. Or what I believe is my best game, the Omaha High Low. If I won the $10,000 buy-in at the World Series, get my first bracelet, and it'd be a big one like that.
Yeah.
Then I could tell Ben Lamb, who won it last year, hey, you got a challenger now, buddy.
Yeah. Ben Lamb.
You hear me, Ben Bob? I love you, Ben Bob. Now that's why they call him Ben Bob, I bet.
Uh, yeah, I mean, of course, winning the main would be
Yeah, wouldn't it be
incredible.
great?
I mean, I wouldn't be one of the all-time greats, if I'm just being honest.
What else would you, other than Maine? Maine would be my thing, too.
Well, just
Just
going
that.
going down as one of the best ever.
But I bet you enjoyed last year winning the U.S. Open and carrying that eagle out of
Oh
there,
yeah, I
right?
would say yes. In terms of like winning specific events, I would like to win all three ARIA majors. So I got one down and two to go. We got the Poker Go Cup coming in 2 weeks from now,
Yeah.
which is 8 events, and then Poker Masters over in September, which is really the biggest event. You got the giant, Poker Go Cup. I got the giant eagle already, and you got
And the purple jacket.
Yes. So I think those are quite difficult to win. And I've come close in pretty much every series because every series I've had final tables, and so you're kind of within striking distance if you get a certain amount of cashes. So it really just takes you having one good cash and then one big win, essentially, and maybe a couple other cashes.
And you know what? What you just said, this is one thing I want to bring up. When somebody gets Player of the Year at the World Series of Poker, the thing I like about it is the main thing is it's not from one tournament; it's for the whole series.
Mhm.
Your consistency that you played through the whole thing, I think, is more than anything. Don't you think? If you played the best, no matter how many tournaments you got, you end up being the point leader. I think that's amazing. That just shows your consistency, and it's not about luck. Then you're not going to get lucky in every damn tournament. That means you're playing well. Would you agree with that?
I would agree with that. And yeah, that's why. I mean, even to be honest, in an ARIA major, it is hard to win,
Yeah.
but it's still only 8 events. So over in the World Series of Poker, you have at least, you need to cash in 20 events or 22
Pretty
or
close.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
And actually, one guy who won it, he Ian, he got a lot of online caches that one year. It was he's a young kid,
Yeah,
and
I'm a friend of one of them.
they
Mike
changed the
Holtz. He
rule.
got 2021 and 2023. He was on one of my episodes. I'm probably going to bring him back
Oh, the
again.
player of the year.
Yeah, Player of the
Oh
Year.
yeah,
Yeah,
but that's
yeah.
for I just meant during the World Series. One year the guy who won it
Okay,
was winning a
I got
lot
it.
online. Yeah.
Yeah, they included that.
And they changed the rule since
Yeah,
then because they want it to be more alive kind of
right,
accolade.
right. I see. I see. Well, I keep waiting for my day to come, and I think sooner or later it's going to come. I'm thinking about next year maybe playing. I mean, I have to get time off, but I'm thinking about playing the World Poker Tour main event. You ever done that?
The one at the win?
Yeah. You ever play that one?
I played it once, and our good friend Lucky Chewy
Oh,
got third in the thing, right?
yeah. I was there. I was rail burn in there. Yeah, I've seen him there. Yeah. What a final table that was.
Yeah.
Man, there were some big names at that table.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was all time, man. One of the all time great final tables in poker, I think.
And when you were talking about the Poker Go Studio about winning all three, that would you'd be the first one to do it if it happened. No
Yeah,
one's
I
done
believe
it.
so.
No one's
I
done
think
that. No one's
I
won
think
the Purple Jacket and Eagle
yeah.
and
Some have 2 wins. Like I'm pretty sure Sean Winter has won multiple series, and perhaps Chidwick as well.
I
Uh,
I think David Peters too.
David Peters, I was
Yes.
going to say, and Peters almost won. Actually, last year it was funny playing in the studio, and someone congratulated him on the last event, like congrats on winning. He goes, "Oh, thank you," and then Jonathan Little just at the
Yeah.
last second swooped in and won the prize. So,
Yeah.
pre-congratulations, it didn't
Little
work out.
pre early, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, what would you say about thinking about doing some juicing now? You brought your
Oh
juicer
yeah.
here.
I mean, now seems
Why
like a
don't we
pretty good
check
time.
this thing out here?
Could break this out.
For all those watching today, when I was in the hospital and I had to change the way I eat, and I got my quadruple heart surgery, this gentleman right here, he brought me juices to get me healthy.
Which do you remember the one I brought you?
You brought me a couple.
But what
You
was the
remember
one
that?
the one
One
you
of them you
really,
brought me was watermelon.
watermelon you really
Yeah.
liked? Yes.
He brought me the watermelon juice, and then you brought me this green stuff that has. I do the same thing, I think, with cucumbers and spinach. What else? Carrots, right?
Sure.
What
Yeah,
do you got?
today-
What do you got with us today?
So today, just simple, a fan favorite. You could call it apple lemon cucumber.
Apple
we're
lemon
just gonna
cucumber
do
here.
One cucumber, probably a couple apples, and like a quarter of a lemon. You don't want it to be too overbearing on the senses, the acidity.
Okay.
And yeah, really one of the greatest things about juicing is hydration. We are chronically, as a nation, I'd say we're dehydrated, not because we don't drink enough water, but because the food that we eat, the cooked dry food that we eat, it sucks up all of our water. So we need to use a lot of water in order to process it because it can't slide out of the body if it's super hard and compacted. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And so we eat, chicken parm with the pasta, and we eat our sandwiches, and it's just creating these big blockages down there, and we're not able to, process it properly. Another thing is it's just so efficient. If you have a juice, it's going to go to your cells a lot quicker than most things because it's coming with nutrients, it's coming with vitamins, it's coming with things that are unseen. Let's say the enzymes, the life force energy that is within living foods, these beautiful fruits and vegetables we have here.
Well, I will tell you this. I went out and bought me a juicer, and I've used it every week.
And you like it?
And oh yeah, it's great.
That's one of my favorite things, and I've been meaning to actually when I make a final table over at the Aria, I've been meaning to make a big jug and have it in like a pitcher for people to have. Part of me is like, oh, I don't want to make people play better and beat me, but it's all good.
Is this one of your regular things you have right here?
Yeah, it's super popular. I like this after a hike because it's just so refreshing. So we got this. Turn this on. And it shouldn't really take
I believe
long.
I got exactly the same thing you got sitting there.
Yeah, kind of rotating.
Yeah,
disc.
yeah.
We got maybe I can.
Yeah, mine cost me like $700.
700.
600 and something, almost 700.
More than mine, man.
Yep. If I could just quit the little tickle, I'd be okay.
Yeah, maybe this will help.
Yeah.
Got to let it rip, maybe.
You know,
Look at that.
anytime you want to eat healthy anymore, it costs so much more, though, it seems like.
Yes.
But this juice here, when you make it yourself, it's not quite as expensive as going out buying it, right?
I would say so, but you know what's more expensive than eating healthy is hospital bills. You know what's expensive is not being able to walk your daughter down the aisle when you're older and it's her wedding time, and it's expensive to not have energy in the morning.
Looks like you got you
good.
got you a little snack there. Well, that's not a snack. Of course it ain't.
Save a little for Curtis over here.
Yeah, you're going to end up loving this. Absolutely.
Here we are.
All righty.
All right, let's say cheers.
All right, what are we going to cheer to? How about you winning next week?
All right.
Let's do that.
Well, cheers to that. Cheers to you.
Maybe I'll give you some winners. How's that?
And cheers to...
Several snacks for you. How's that?
Yeah, several snacks, sir. And cheers to God. I like to say cheers, God.
I want to say the same thing.
Never gets old.
Mm-mm. It's really good. Wow, man, is that good? Wow. Woo.
So that took all of what, 2 minutes?
Yeah,
minutes?
I know. That's okay, but it's for people that want to help your health out. Juicing's the way to go. I mean, since you showed me this, I've been juicing, still am.
Yeah.
I should have brought some with me.
What do you feel different?
You can feel your body grabbing the nutrition. I can. Like I said, I use cucumber, carrots, spinach as an automatic. Kale, put kale in it. And sometimes I'll put a piece of apple in it to give a little flavor. But basically, that's it. And it's all green. I mean, it's as green as you can. It's dark green.
Mm-hmm.
Very healthy. And green stuff releases oxygen in your veins to where you're not going to get clogged up. So
yes,
that's another thing. You do want to eat green vegetables, and it will help you out, your health-wise, believe me. I make 10 jars every week and drink all 10 jars by the time the week's over.
Amazing.
So,
yeah, and you're replacing bad calories because now you're having calories here and you're not getting the chips or the candy later as much because you're filling it in with something good.
Yeah. And it gives you energy, believe it or not. It really does. I have one before I go to work every day, so.
Nice. That's great.
We're getting close to the finish line here before this is over. Anything else you would like to say before we end this up here?
Yeah, I mean, I would close on a prayer, but we still got 5 minutes.
Yeah, we still got 5 minutes.
That would take 5 minutes.
Yeah. Hey, I can ask you something real quick. I'm gonna play in the mixed event at the PGT maybe.
Oh, really? Yeah,
coming
one of the 5Ks,
yeah,
perhaps.
I might be doing that. I'm gonna try to hit the qualifier over at the Resorts World. I think that's February 20th.
Okay.
And then the actual tournament at Poker Go is, I think, the 24th.
Okay.
So I plan on doing that. It's a horse event, I believe. So yeah, I get a plan to PE and Poker Go tour, baby,
Yeah.
over there.
Get a
Poker Go
title.
our studio and get a title.
Yeah, and then we'll be interviewing you about your win.
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd
And
be
maybe
epic.
I'll even come here in my own studio. It's a Snack Stack studio and have somebody interview me. Who knows?
Yeah. Perhaps.
No, but
Yeah,
you know,
you could maybe you could even sell some action online. You know, you got the public forums. I'm sure people will buy if you post it up there.
Probably could. Yeah, I probably could do that.
Yeah.
But I usually
Have
don't
some
do that. Usually people ask me, "Hey, you're selling some yourself?" And and I say, "Yeah." So
Oh, if you have no problem selling, then
no,
you know,
I got no problem.
you know.
I've had some big names ask me if I got pieces, and I won't mention their names, but I have, and
Okay.
some are unbelievable. I said I already sold enough, and they go, "Oh, okay, maybe next time." But poker's been my life, and I can't even begin to tell you how much I'm glad you came here today, and told us a little bit about poker, gave us some instructions on juicing and stuff like this, and um, just everything to deal with poker. I can't even begin to tell you how much I love it. When I get to deal it, which I can't wait to show you this guy. Wait till I do this one day. It's going to happen. And you'll get to see what everyone else sees when I deal. And as I deal, I do the play-by-play. And everyone seems to love it. And that's going to come soon. And I can't wait. But meanwhile, we're getting to the near here now. First of all, once again, we done mentioned here earlier in this broadcast that we both believe in God very much. And Aram here asked me if I would mind doing a little prayer before we ended the show, and I said no problem. He'd like to do that, and we're about to do that right now.
All right, yeah,
okay.
I'll take it away.
All right.
So, Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this studio and the chance to speak and spread love and knowledge. We thank you for every breath in our lungs and every day that we have, truly. Thank you for Clyde here and his enthusiasm towards life and towards poker, and that we may find that same love and passion that he has in our life for things, but also for serving people. And we pray that those who seek your spirit may find it, and that we may be good and righteous and holy. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right. Once again, before we get off here, I want to thank Sunrise Podcast Network for having us on today. And we're going to come back for some more later down the road here, folks. And for all of you, may God be with you and God bless you.